Straight out of college in 2014, I joined a service company.
How did this career transition happen? Can you elaborate on this?
The way that I think as a software test engineer and a software product manager should be different.
Do you think MBA is mandatory to get into this PM role?
Product manager role is like a mother.
So I'll be giving you a list of skills.
Okay.
You need to split the skills, must have skills,
Okay.
nice to have skills. Could you share a 3-month action plan that would help any aspiring PM? Hello everyone. Welcome to Beyond JD, the podcast where we uncover the real stories behind roles, growth, and hiring. In this episode, we are going to talk about an interesting role. The role which has exploded in popularity over the past decade. The role which plays a crucial part in defining the software products which we use every single day. Yes, it's product manager. Today, let's break down whether PM is a hype or a reality. And to share the practical insights, we have a special guest, Shiva Prasad, product manager at PayPal. He has also ranked one among the top product management professionals in Chennai by TopMate. Welcome, Shiva.
Thank you for having me, Soumya.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. I'm also excited since this is the first time I'm doing a podcast as well. Glad to be here. Let's get it going.
So tell us an overview about your career journey so far.
Straight out of college in 2014, I joined a service company through campus placements. I joined the workforce as a software test engineer. I was doing that role for 3 years and then I moved into another company. This is where I moved into product management as a profession. Luckily, I could move within the same company, and that is where my product journey started. And it's been 8 years since I made that transition. After that company, I moved into a customer-facing product manager role in a US-based e-commerce company. There, I learned about the importance of talking to customers as a product manager. I learned how our assumptions as a product manager would break if we talk to real customers like you and me. Then I moved into a platform product manager role. Platform product manager role is an internal role. When I say internal, the users or the people who are using my features and my product are developers within my company.
Okay.
Being a platform product manager really opened my eyes to the fact that small changes that we do as part of a platform will have a ripple effect throughout the entire company or a product or a business unit. Some small change that you do as a part of platform would have very big positives or very big negatives down the line if it is unchecked. So I am doing this role for the past 3 years now as a platform product manager, and it's been going good so far.
I have noticed that you have moved from a very modest beginning to being here at PayPal. So, if you had to point one key strength of yours or one personal quality of yours, which played the biggest role in this growth, so what would it be?
I would say being curious to know what is happening.
Okay.
When I started my career, I was a software test engineer. I was put into what we call today as manual testing, where people sit, and test all the applications by themselves, working through test cases and stuff. Luckily, my seniors at that time and my managers then were pushing me to learn what we call today as automation testing, where instead of you as a test engineer, you sit and work through all the test cases, there is a system that will do it automatically, right?
Okay.
That nudge helped me to look into a new place. I then started exploring automation testing, and then I could do that as well. After doing that for some time, I was curious to know where these requirements are coming from. What is it that we are doing, and why we are doing what we do. That is when I started understanding, hey, somebody is telling me what to do. Who is that somebody, and why is that person telling me what to do? The role that person used to play is what we call today as product owner, product manager, whatever it is. I was curious to know why is this person telling me what to do, and how does this person know what needs to be done. That is when I started reading about product management, business analysis, and all those areas, and luckily in my second company people were generous enough to grant me the opportunity to move into product management. From there, it's always been what next, right? Being curious to understand where can I go from the place that I am at that point.
Mm.
So I would say curious is the one word answer if that is what you're looking for.
Okay, so to be precise, it's your curiosity and
Yes,
the continuous learning, your
I would
nature
say
of
so.
continuous
Yes,
learning.
I would say so. Yeah.
How did this career transition happen? Can you elaborate on this? How you, at which point you realize that the product role would be the better fit for you?
Okay. To be honest, I didn't know that when I made the transition. I was curious to know what that role does, and I wanted to play that role,
Okay.
to experience what is being done in that role. So I moved into product management, and I felt that it was a fit after moving into that role and playing that role for some time. Before moving, I didn't know,
Okay.
honestly speaking.
Ha, ha, ha.
Once I started playing the role, once I started learning the intricacies of the job, I started enjoying it even more. So after playing it some time, uh, that is when I realized, okay, this role seems good for me as a person, and uh, I started pursuing that more and more. I started learning about more and more, and I stuck with it for the past 8 years.
Did you face any initial challenges after? Because I see like you started from a software test engineer to a PM. It's like a mindset shift, right? So how did you handle the initial challenges?
Being a software test engineer, you would always be told what to be done.
Okay.
The transition happened, and I started to uh, see the difference, right? After the transition, I was in a position to say, hey, guys, we need to do this. The mind shift happened after talking to a lot of people who already played that role and who were seniors in that role and who made the same transition as me before me. The mind shift happened after I started playing that role and going through some ups and downs in that role. With the help of my peers and my teammates, I came to know that the way that I think as a software test engineer and a software product manager should be different. And once I started learning how that mind shift should work, I started implementing small changes in my day-to-day work, and then I should say it compounded over time.
Hearing your story, I'm just uh, remembering a word in psychology that is known as deliberate practice. You're like intentionally practicing, intentionally improving something step by step. I guess that's what you have done. Uh, that's see, every one of us should actually understand that our skills and abilities are not fixed. It can be developed. It can be changed over time. It can be developed when we have the genuine interest over the role. So that's where the growth mindset is. Like you are a growth mindset person. That's what I'm seeing. So that's
Thank
what
you.
you it made you to bring here. Yeah.
I I guess. So I make a decision of moving into product management.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to learn what the profession is, and once that shift happened, I took a lot of help from my seniors at that stage and the internet to understand what that role entirely means. And deliberately practicing what I learned in my day-to-day work helped me in this journey. I should say, again, as a person, I am somebody who looks to know what is next, what should be done next from this point. I guess that personal trait also helped me in my role. And it's been 10 years now into this
Right.
journey.
So now let's get into the role specific questions. So before we go deeper, can you tell the role of the product manager in a very simpler terms? Like
Okay,
maybe with a good analogy for
okay,
a easier understanding.
got it.
Yeah.
Product management at its core is about understanding who you are serving to. You should understand the person who is at the other end who is receiving your product or your feature. You have to think from their shoes. You have to know the scenarios in which the person would use your feature or your product. To give you an example or to give you an analogy, I would say product manager role is like a mother
Mm-hmm.
to their children. A mother would or should know what their children needs, right? Uh, the children might ask a number of things, but the mother would then sit and understand what exactly does the child need, and then they would cater to their children. Uh, as a child, you get lot of wishes, you get a lot of needs. When you speak all your needs to your mother, it is the mother that sits down and understands, okay, this is the time when my child needs ABC, not XYZ. So your mother would understand the root cause of your needs, and then she would cater to those needs. That is what I think a product manager is, right? To understand who you are serving to, and to make them understand that their needs are ABC, not XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that is the analogy that I would take to explain what product management is.
Nice, very nice. Actually, as a mother and a product manager myself, I could relate to it very well.
Thank you.
That's a very good analogy. Do you think MBA is mandatory to get into this PM role, or is just an optional credibility?
MBA is not a necessity
Okay.
to become a product manager. A person need not have an MBA to become a product manager or to think like a product manager. But what MBA would give you is a set of tools, a set of processes or frameworks to break down a problem or to approach a problem.
Okay.
As a product manager, that is a very good tool to have.
Mm-hmm.
MBA would equip you with those tools, because as a product manager, you would be faced with n number of problems, in your day-to-day work. Knowing certain frameworks or certain tools would really help. MBA as a curriculum would give you those tools and frameworks. You can very well learn those frameworks or tools to approach and break down the problems outside as well.
Mm-hmm.
But as a curriculum, doing an MBA would equip you with those tools and frameworks. That is the first advantage of doing an MBA
Mm-hmm.
for a product manager,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the second is your network.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have not done an MBA.
Okay.
I was able to sustain in this career for eight and a half years now.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've heard from people who have done MBA is that it gives you a good network
Okay.
who are like-minded people of doing the same thing as you as a product manager. You would have uh, people from various backgrounds doing MBA, and you would get various viewpoints to approach the same thing. To solve the same problem, you would be thinking in steps 1, 2, 3. Somebody else might be thinking about steps 4 and 5 and 6. So, those are the main advantages that MBA gives you, but you don't need to have an MBA. You can very well gain those skills
Mm-hmm.
to some extent outside of MBA as well. So, if you are somebody who is looking to step into product management, or if you are choosing product management as a career, MBA is not a necessity. You have to start understanding the person who is using the product and their problems, and how best you can solve those problems to products, right? That is the starting point of being a product manager.
So, how does a day in a PM looks like? Like your day-to-day activities. Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. Now, the answer depends upon which stage of career you are in as a product manager. If you are a junior level PM, your day might be a bit different from a product manager who has 10 to 15 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
But broadly speaking, we can categorize the day of a PM of, uh, you know, the work day as being into meetings and not being into meetings, right? Uh, every product manager that is out there would have faced this problem at some point in their career. Their calendar would be filled with meetings. They would be trying hard to find time for themselves or to sit and think about the problems that they are facing, in their work. But what these meetings would have depends upon the stage of product that it is in, or depending upon the level that you are as a product manager. If, let's say, you are a junior product manager, right, the kind of meetings that you get into would be with the developers to understand what is it that they are doing day in and day out, to keep track of the work that is going on, to make sure that you are uh, doing the things that are asked of you from the seniors. On the other end, let's say if you are a VP, vice president, or a director of product manager, the meetings that you would get into would be very different. You would be talking with people across the company to understand the problems that they are facing and the company is facing, and how to solve those problems, right? So this is what would happen in the day of a PM. When you are not into the meetings, when you start your day, you would probably check your emails. You would reply to the emails that you immediately can, or flag them so that you can reply them when you have enough data to reply, right? And again, the second point that I mentioned before is the day would also depend upon the stage of a project that you are working in. Let's say you are starting a project, then your day would revolve around identifying the problem and making sure that you work on solutions to solve that problem, right? Let's say you are in a stage where you have built something, you have released your product into the into the hands of the customers. Then your day would be understanding how your product works, to check if the product is working correctly in the hands of the customers, to keep a pulse on all the channels where people can reach out to you with their complaints. And you would also start thinking about what comes next for my product. So your day predominantly can be divided into having meetings and having no meetings, but what you do in that space would very much differ on the stage of a project and stage of the career that you are in.
It depends upon the organization, right? Or it's same. This agenda will be same across organization, or it varies.
It should stay more or less the same.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. uh, I'm going into my work today, and the first thing that I do is open my laptop and read through the mails, right? I would reply to some of them, and I would not reply to some of them because I might have to gather some data to reply, right? Once the urgent emails are answered, then I would look through the messaging app that I use. I should answer to all the people that have reached out to me for with their questions or with their suggestions or whatever it may be, right? Then I would start working on the actual product or project that I'm currently working on, right? I might get into meetings then to talk with my developers or designers or data analysts or my marketing. Now, the kind of meetings that I have might vary depending upon the type of company that I am in.
Okay.
Right? For example, uh, if you are a PM from, let's say, WhatsApp, right? And in within WhatsApp, let's say you are working on the features that are coming out to people like you and me. I might be a PM who is working in the same WhatsApp as a product, but I might be working on the business side of things, where WhatsApp is being released to small and medium sized businesses. So the meetings that I have and the meetings that you have might be different.
Okay.
That is why I said, as a product manager, the day can be divided as meetings and no meetings. But what we do within those meetings and when we don't walk into meetings is something that might be very different. Again, depending upon the type of company that you mentioned, right?
Okay.
That would also have a certain impact.
Maybe the type of the product also, maybe B2C or B2B or platform PM. It
Exactly.
varies
Exactly.
across
Yes.
the domain also,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Got it. So, what are the tools you use on daily basis?
Okay. As a product manager, I my work starts with solving a certain problem, right? So what that means is I have to have a problem that I need to solve and then come out with solutions that would solve the problem, right? To arrive at a solution, I might have to work with a lot of people, right? It can be my developers, it can be my testers, it can be my data scientists, it can be my marketing team, whoever it may be. So I need to use a tool where people can pitch in their ideas, uh, where people can share their ideas and comment on the ideas that I put out,
Like a
right?
brainstorming tool.
Like a brainstorming tool, exactly. We can use tools like Miro, we can use tools like Figma, and if those are not available, right, a simple document would do, right?
Okay.
Where you put in your ideas, people would should have the ability to comment on your ideas, and then they can comment on my ideas, and then that doing it again and again would bring you to a solution, right? So that is one of the tools. And let's say my application is built and I put uh, the application into the hands of customers like you and me.
Okay.
I have to understand how their product is working. I might put out a particular functionality for you to use, but I have to know if that is working perfectly without asking you, right? Let's say in the example of WhatsApp, I release a feature like uploading a status, right? You upload a status, it's working good. I cannot come and ask you, hey, is this working good? It is not advisable,
Yeah.
and it is not practical as well,
Yeah.
right? So I need to know if people who are using that feature are able to use that feature successfully, right? So I have to understand uh, from the tools if that is happening. So I can use tools like databases where I can see if a particular person who is using WhatsApp is coming landing on that particular place, right? So when I mean landing, you have to click that particular icon to upload your status, and you have to see the status screen, and you have to do certain actions to complete that journey, right? I have tools which can track that, right?
Analytics tools.
Analytics
Okay.
tools,
Okay.
exactly. So I can see if you have clicked on that icon. I have tools to check if you have uploaded a status, and I can check if you have uploaded the status and it stays there for as long as you want it to be, right? So there are certain analytics tools, for example, tools like Google Analytics, tools like Amplitude, and there are a number of tools, right, that you can use. And let's say I'm a product manager, I work with my engineers day in and day out. I cannot go and trouble them for each and every question that I have. There are certain things that I can do which would answer me to a certain degree, right? One of the tools that can help in that area is databases, right? The data would come and sit in the database, right? I can write queries to understand the data. So database management tools are certain tools that I use as well.
Okay.
Right? So again, one other important tool is Jira, right? We cannot live without Jira, right? So that is one of the tools that would help me as a product manager to make sure the team is working on the things that were planned for this particular time frame.
Okay.
Right? So if there are a number of people, you should assign a number of work items to these people. So Jira would help you visualize that and get that done. So, so these are all the tools that I use, right? And again, MS Excel is one of the other tools that we regularly use. If I'm a product manager and if you are my user, right, I can talk to you and ask you questions. And the simplest tool that can record your answers is notes, some sort of a notepad or Excel where I can put in all your answers, right? What I can do then with those answers is analyze what you said and then take decisions upon them. So some sort of a note taking tool, so to speak, right? So these are all the tools that we use day in and day out.
Fair enough. Yeah. I see this product manager role is about taking accountability, right? So wherever it goes wrong, PMs are answerable, even
Yeah,
if
yes.
the fault is not on your side. So PMs are usually the one answerable. I feel it's like a lot of pressure. How do you handle this, or does it get better over practice or experience?
Yes, this role is about accountability. Yes,
Okay.
but what you have is your incredible team that you work with,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, yes, you are accountable, but you achieve your goals through your team.
Mm.
So uh, you have to have a good rapport with your team, wherein you can have candid discussions with them from time to time, so that you they are confident enough to open to you, and you are confident enough to answer all their questions, and you letting them know that, hey, something is working, something is not working, right? So I'm a big believer of teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
I heavily rely on my team, and I would expect my team to be the same as well,
Mm.
right? uh, when you are a junior PM, yes, there is some pressure, but again, you bank on the experience of your seniors, right? And people who have been in that role for some time. You ask around, you reach out to them with your questions. If you are a junior PM and you are facing with a certain situation, you go to a senior PM and ask, hey, this is the situation that I'm facing, and these are the possible solutions that I see for this particular problem. What do you feel? If I go down this route, what do you think might happen?
Mm-hmm.
Right? These sort of conversations can help you in certain places, right?
Okay.
And you can also have certain processes in place. For example, you sit with your team, right? One of the meetings that should happen with your team is, guys, we have a solution now.
Mm.
Now tell me what can go wrong, right? That is the that I see that meeting as one of the important meetings in your product journey. Even before starting to work on a particular solution, you have to have this meeting with your engineering team or all the stakeholders that are involved in. So you start to anticipate the problems that might come down the line.
Mm.
So people would tell n number of problems that you guys might face as a team. So you start anticipating them, and you start uh, putting guardrails in place, right? Hey, what happens if this goes wrong, right? What can we do to reduce the impact if it happens, right? You list down like 5 to 10 problems that might come, and you put in certain buffers in those places, right? This of course would come after a little bit of experience,
Mm.
right? You have these processes in place so that even if things goes wrong, you reduce their impact, and you have confidence to own those mistakes, right? uh, if you make a mistake as a product manager, and of course your managers would back you, but at some level you are answerable. But what you can use to answer those questions are, hey, I have made these decisions based on certain data points, right? These are the data points that I looked into, and I have made this decision. Unfortunately, it has gone bad, right? But this is the process that led up to this decision and this moment. Going forward, now that I know this is wrong, I would correct myself, right? You rely on the experience of your seniors and ask them, what did I miss in this? You tell me so that next time I can cover my tracks, right? And you bank on the experience of your team, right? If it is a technical problem that you are solving, sit with the lead developer or lead architect and ask them, what is the pros and cons of this approach? Understand what can go wrong, and have a honest conversation with them, so that you will know, okay, going down this route, we might face this problem,
Mm.
right? So, to simply put, work with your team,
Mm.
and over some time, you would know, intuitively, you would know what might go wrong, right? Over experience, you will know, okay, we have faced this problem some time ago, or you
Mm-hmm.
would have seen some other team facing a certain problem, right? So with experience, you would know what might go wrong, right? You cannot anticipate everything at all the times, but what you can have is preventive measures and buffers. if something goes wrong. But ultimately, accountability would land with you as a product manager, right? If you are a junior PM, probably not that much, but as you start growing in your ranks, once you become a senior product manager or a lead product manager, VP, the amount of accountability increases. But what you have is the experience that you have and the team that you work with and the processes that are put in place.
Nice. So, overall, what I understood is it's okay to make mistakes. The main point is to raise hands when we feel stuck.
Yes,
We need to voice out, like, we need to get help from our seniors
exactly.
whenever we are stuck.
Exactly.
Right.
And there might be cases where things would go wrong,
Okay.
right? And everybody would know, hey, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
As a product manager, you should own up those mistakes. Guys, the mistake has been done. I believe I am responsible for that mistake, right? You have to own up to those mistakes, right? The outcome can be anything, depending upon the stakes of the company or the product. The outcome might be anything, but you have to own up to those mistakes so that people would see you as accountable, right? Hey, if this guy takes this job, even if it goes wrong, he knows what to do.
Correct.
Right? So yeah, just own up to it.
Nice.
Hopefully, we don't get to make many mistakes, but mistakes are all not that bad. The world would not end. Yeah.
Right. In this age of rising AI, right, there are two narratives. So, one side, AI agents could even replace PM roles. On the other side, they tell like PM is one of the top 5 jobs which AI couldn't replace because of the human touch it requires in maybe in leadership or prioritization or collaboration, etc. So, how do you see this, or what's your take on this?
You're putting me in a controversy.
Yeah.
So, I'm a person, when it comes to AI, I want to see the results and I want to experience the results to give an answer, right?
Okay.
Uh, Within product management, within that boundary, I definitely feel AI is useful, but I don't think it would replace me as a product manager. It would definitely help me in my day-to-day work, but there are certain things that me as a human has to do. Uh, Before this advent of AI coming into product management job, me as a product manager, I had to sit with my customers, understand what they are going through, and I have to write down everything in an Excel sheet or a notepad. And if it is a sizable number of responses, I have to individually sit, read through every response, and bucket them. After that is done, then I need to understand the issues that the users are facing, and a particular bucket might be solved with a particular solution, right? I had to spend considerable amount of time in doing this activity. Now with AI, if I have an Excel sheet or if I have, let's say, a recording of a meeting with my customer, even if it is 10 or 20 or 50 or 100, what I can do is I can put it to AI and ask it to make those buckets of similar problems. And if the AI has the context of my product, it can even go to the extent of suggesting me solutions, right? That is a major time save for me. That is one of the major benefits of using AI.
Nice.
Using AI would give me more time to to go do things that I should be doing, right?
Okay.
As a platform product manager, it gives me more time to go and torture my developers with more questions, and it gives me time to go and talk to my customers more often, right? That is the positive side of using AI. But if you ask me if it will replace me, at this point, I don't see it happening. Probably down the line, it might. I don't know. But at this point, I definitely see some benefits of using AI in my day to day work as a product manager. And I have been seeing the benefits firsthand. So, uh, at this juncture in 2025, I don't see AI replacing me as a product manager.
Okay.
Probably with 2030, I don't know. If it does not happen till 2050, I'm very happy. So let's see.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
Let's see.
So AI is actually helping PMs to focus our energy on what is really needed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Uh, Depending upon the company that you work in,
Mm-hmm.
you can leverage AI in various ways,
Okay.
right? Um, if you are a PM in a very small company,
Mm-hmm.
right, where you don't have the luxury of hiring a separate designer to do your designs, uh, where time is very crucial for you, you can leverage AI. Now there are n number of tools that are available in the market where you can talk your ideas into it and it would give out working prototypes,
Mm-hmm.
right? You just need to let the tool know what you are looking for.
Mm.
In that regard, as a PM, you would be greatly, using AI to solve your problem, because what used to take a greater amount of time before AI has now drastically reduced,
Nice.
right? Uh, Prior to that, if you are a PM, to achieve that same
Mm-hmm.
uh, work, you might have to sit through, design it, and then you had to know a couple of tools to make those designs or those rough sketches into clickable prototypes.
Mm.
Now with AI, the work has reduced to a great extent, the time has reduced to a great extent, and the outcomes that you expect have become really, really good, right? So, uh, yeah, and if you are a PM at a very big company, right, uh, you would have access to certain tools which you can leverage in your day-to-day work, right? So definitely AI is helping me as a product manager, and depending upon the type of company, the time that you have, and the tools that are available to you, you can definitely use AI and get your work done.
Which kind of PM do you think grows faster? Either a generalist PM
Okay.
who connect dots easily across functions, or a specialist PM who has a domain specific knowledge.
I don't really have an answer to this,
Okay.
right? Uh, it depends upon what successful really means,
Okay.
right? From your eyes, a product manager can be successful if they do ABC.
Mm-hmm.
But for that particular person who is playing that role, success can be XYZ. So when you say success, uh, again, definition of success changes.
Right.
But what might help is, even if you are a generalist or even if you are a specialist PM, what would help is understanding the problem that you are solving really quickly.
Mm. Mm.
Leveraging all the information that you have at your hand to arrive at a solution would greatly help to be successful in that role. Yes, having a particular domain knowledge would really help in certain cases,
Mm-hmm.
right? There is no denying that.
Mm.
uh, there are niche areas where people would expect the person playing that product manager role to have that knowledge prior.
Mm-hmm.
That does not mean a generalist cannot win there. If the generalist is able to understand the context, able to understand the position that they are in, they can be equally successful, if not more,
Okay.
right?
Mm.
So it's all about knowing what the constraint is
Mm-hmm.
and understanding the problem that is being solved at that point, leveraging all the information that you have
Mm-hmm.
would definitely help you become successful, right? If the success for you is to put out a particular product that is being used by millions without any negative impact,
Mm-hmm.
you can do that, right? If success for you is getting the work done so that your business unit or your company is happy, so be it, right?
Okay.
Again, there is no one answer to this. It all depends upon the scenario and the luck that particular person has and the information that a particular person chooses to use.
Got it. So generalist or specialist depends on the person.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there are certain places where each one would trump the other one, but it all depends.
Okay. Let's get into a fun game now.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll be giving you a list of skills.
Okay.
You need to split the skills. Imagine there are 3 buckets here.
Okay.
So must have skills,
Okay.
nice to have skills, and non necessary skills.
Okay.
So I'll be telling you the names of the skills and you
Okay.
need to split them in any one of
Okay.
the bucket.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood. Sure.
So skills necessary for PM.
Okay.
Must have, nice to have, not necessary.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
First principle thinking.
Oh, it's a must have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Coding knowledge.
Mm, second bucket, it's
Okay.
nice to have, and it depends upon the kinds of product that you work, and depends upon the team that you are working in as well.
Okay. Storytelling and public speaking.
Oh, must have.
Okay.
I would split it into two. Storytelling is really important. I would say public speaking, not that necessary. If you are good at it, it would help, but
Okay.
I don't think it is a necessary skill to have. But storytelling is a must.
Okay.
You should know to explain the impact of your work,
Okay.
right? And how you can effectively do that is to connect the work that you do with an achievement that would matter to your seniors or your company, right? So you have to weave that story of how the work that you do day in and day out links to a particular goal that people care about.
Okay.
Yes.
So storytelling in must have and public speaking in nice to have.
Nice to have, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Analytical skills.
Must have.
Okay.
When I say must have, analytical skills can be very broad, right? If there is some data, you should know what to look for. That is must. But you don't need to create beautiful dashboards out of it. You don't need to write complex queries to work on top of that data. But as a product manager, you should know what to look for in the data. But you can definitely use your team to uncover the insights from particular data, but you need to know what to look for.
Okay, maybe we can put in these terms: data-driven decision making.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a must-have.
Must have. Yes.
Agile or Scrum familiarity.
Nice to have. Nice to have. Yeah.
Risk-taking ability. Because most of the time we need to go with our gut feeling, I guess. We know the circumstances, we know the impact or consequences, yet we need to decide, make that decision.
True.
So,
True.
yeah.
If you are a junior PM, probably it's a nice to have. But when you grow in ranks, when you become a senior leader, there would be times where you have to take certain decisions without knowing everything, right? We can call it risk in certain terms, but when you are in that position, you'll be forced to make those decisions, right? It's your duty to make those decisions. So at that stage, it becomes must have. But if you are a junior PM, you would be almost always be told what to be done.
Okay.
So from your seniors, right? At that time, you might not take very many risks. So for a junior PM, probably yes, it's nice to have. But when you grow in ranks, you should have that ability.
Must have.
Yeah.
Nice. Collaborative mindset or conflict resolution.
Oh, it's a must have.
Must
It's a must have. You work with a group of people, right? With the group of people, you get different kinds of people, different kinds of mindset, and not everybody would be accommodating to the advices that you might give or the decisions that you might take. So you definitely have to have these abilities so that the entire team is working towards one goal, right? You have to have the ability to bring everybody under a single vision. So it is a must-have ability for a PM.
Okay. Assertiveness, like ability to stand on our point.
There is this leadership principle in Amazon,
Okay.
right? Where it says you can disagree, but you have to commit to something,
Okay.
right? You can talk about a lot of things, right? You might not agree to the points that are being put forth by the opposite person. If you are working on a, let's say, technical solution, or if you are working on something that the opposite person has equal command on, you people might not agree on certain cases. What you can then do is you can explain where you are coming from, and you can ask the other person to explain their point of view, and you can ask why they are making that decision. Right, once everything is written down on a piece of paper, you can then weigh the pros and cons. Right, then you can, put that discussion to a bigger forum, or you can, try to solve that between the two of you. Right, but what is important is you guys are solving the same problem. Right, both of you should not be solving two different problems. Right,
Right.
in certain cases, if the opposite person brings valid arguments and they show that the work that you guys are about to undertake would have definite positives, you might have to take their stand as well. Right, so assertiveness you should have, and at the same time you should be willing to adapt as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Business acumen, like understanding ROI or market awareness.
uh, Again, the same response depending upon the level that you are in as a
Seniority
product
level.
manager.
Okay.
Right, if you're a junior PM, you it is always good to know that, but it is not needed
Okay.
to do your day-to-day job.
Okay.
Right, it is good to have. It is always good to know the work that you are doing, the impact that it has on the business. Right, but as you grow in seniority, you should know, because a lot rides on the decisions that you make as a senior leader, senior product leader. Right, so you have to know uh, the decisions that you make and the impact that it might have on the business.
Okay.
Right, if you are a senior product officer, or chief product officer, you might directly report to your CEO. So every decision that you might make would have ripple effects down the line. So business acumen is must at that point.
Okay.
Yes.
Out of box thinking.
mm, it is a nice to have,
Okay.
because in my little experience that I have, there are always processes and guidelines to get things done. Right, uh, out of the box solutions might be good on paper. Right, uh, you might not be able to explain the impacts of those solutions very clearly. Right, at times it might be difficult to bring everybody who are involved in a particular project to agree to that particular solution. So, on paper, it might look good. Uh, Technically, it might not be feasible, or even if it is feasible, there might be a bigger trade off which your team might not be ready to do at that point. So, it is a nice to have.
Nice to have.
Nice to have. Yes, I wouldn't say it is not necessary, but it's a nice to have.
Okay.
Yes,
Documentation skills.
it is required. It is required. Yes. Um, I see even an email as a document. Right, a lot of decisions are being put down on paper. Right, that is how uh, at least I've been working like that. All the decisions that are made are put into a paper or put into an email, and then say, hey, this is what we have decided at this point of time, and we are going to do everything based on these decisions. So it is a must skill. Yes.
Okay. UI or UX design skills.
Uh, it is nice to have.
Okay.
It is nice to have. You have to understand what uh, the user is trying to achieve by using your product. Right, it you have to know the situations that your product is getting used in. I guess that is enough. It is always better if you know more. Right, if you have the luxury of having a designer, you work with them. You would work with them. You would understand where they are coming from. You would explain them the problem that you are trying to solve, and more often than not, it is the designer's job to come up with the UI and UX.
Okay.
Right, you just explain them the problem that you're trying to solve. So it's a nice to have,
Nice to have.
not must have.
Okay.
Yes,
Negotiation skills.
I would say it's a must have.
Must have.
In my opinion, it is a must have. It should be a must have skill for a PM.
Okay.
Yes.
Testing mindset.
Oh, you're asking the right person. Um, it is again a must have. You should know, or you should test the product that you are putting out in the hands of the customer inside and out, right? uh, you have to actively find ways to break your product before it reaches the hands of the customer. So it's a must have.
Must have.
Yes.
People management.
It is a nice to have. So as you grow in career, right, there are two tracks that you can take. You can largely remain an independent product manager, or you can choose to be a manager of various other PMs, right? Uh, if becoming a manager of other PMs is your goal, it becomes a must-have ability, right? If you choose to become an individual PM, right, where you don't have anybody reporting to you, right? It is again, I would put it somewhere in between must have and nice to have, because you still deal with people as a product manager. You still deal with stakeholders across the company as you grow in your PM career. So, yeah, depending upon the track that you choose,
Okay.
it changes. But it is mostly must have,
Okay.
because across all the levels of you becoming a product manager, you deal with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the last one, marketing skills.
Oh, it's nice to have.
Okay.
Actually, it is not your core job, but you would be put into places where you might have to sell your product, right? Again, it also depends upon the type of company that you work in. For example, if you are a company who regularly hosts road shows, or if you regularly put up stalls in various business meetings and business conclaves, you as a product manager might have to market your solution, right? You have to pitch your solution to various potential customers. So in that sense, it is very useful for you, right? Let's say if you are working on a platform like me, right? Marketing might not be that useful as a skill, right? You still can pitch in your work to other people where marketing skills are not very, not very needed,
Okay.
so to speak. Uh, yeah, it is nice to have. It is always good to have that ability to walk into a room and explain your product, right? You should you you having the ability to putting a spin on the product that you do and the problem that it solves always helps.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice to have.
Okay. So I guess we never put even a single skill in the last bucket. Not
Probably,
necessary, because
probably.
I guess PM has to know basic about everything.
Yes,
That's
they
how the
have to.
role is.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is, I wouldn't say all the skills that you mentioned, there is nothing that I would label as not necessary.
Okay.
At some point in your product management career, all the listed skills would lend you a helping hand,
Okay.
right? So there is, out of the all the mentioned traits, there is nothing that I would deem as not necessary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have come to the final part, the last question, and also an important one. Could you share a 3-month action plan or a roadmap that would help any aspiring PM, maybe fresher or a career changer, to break into PM?
Definitely, we can work on something, and we can put out something, so that people who are looking to make this career transition, or people who are looking to take product manager role as a career, probably we can put something out so that people would have something to take away from this episode, so that it would be useful for them. Definitely,
Nice.
we can work on something and put something out.
Nice. Thank you so much. If you need that action plan, message us on our Beyond JD podcast LinkedIn page. We will share it with you. So thank you so much, Shiva, for joining us and sharing your insights in detail. Actually, so
Thank you for having me, Soumya.
Yeah.
It's been really good. It was a great experience talking to you. Even I am excited to see how this would be useful for people who are watching your podcast. Yeah, looking forward to much more
Yeah,
from you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. To hear more such real and inspiring stories, subscribe our YouTube channel Beyond JD.